Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Just give me a thumbs up. All right, so it's 2:02. I think it's time to begin. Well, good afternoon. Wonderful Friday afternoon. It's cool outside. A little bit of breeze is blowing. I can smell Easter break coming. Can you smell Easter break coming? Yes, we can. We just want to say how happy we are to have you join us for this final workshop, this final webinar for this week. Don't get too scared because I said final, because next week we're coming out with a whole new set of professional development webinars for you, the great teachers of the 242. And you guys have been coming out in record numbers, and we have understood that you just want more. And so here we're going to pour into you. So if you haven't had a chance to go and log on to see what's coming up next week, please do so. There are lots of exciting webinars with exciting and knowledgeable presenters that are ready to meet the needs of you, the wonderful teachers of the 242. We have teachers from the length and breadth of the Bahamas tuning in on a daily basis, just learning. And you know, that reminds me of something that Robert Meehan says. He says, as a teacher, you always remember that before you were a teacher, you were a learner. So you know what that tells me? We have to always be learning. Teachers should always be on the cutting edge of what the best practices, so that when we get in front of our students, we are the best options for them. Do you know that the teacher is the most important part of the triangle that makes up what it is for a student to have a good learning environment? The school, the home, and the teacher. Yes, well, the teacher is the most important part of that triangle. And you have just made it a point to be here every single day learning more. Today, we have a wonderful presentation for you. WhatsApp. Everybody has it on their phone. Everybody's using it. Now it's time to see how you can use it to stay in contact with your students or your students' parents. And in this new age of remote learning or e-learning or distance learning, we can use WhatsApp to our benefit. Our presenter today is Miss Qutell Moncur. She is a third grade teacher at the great Woodcock Primary School. Shout out to the Woodcock Primary teachers. I know you're so proud to see Miss Moncur, who is also the current teacher of the year at the Woodcock Primary School. And she is coming with her wealth of knowledge to show us how you can take that simple tool that you have in your phone from WhatsApp to make sure that you deliver the need and meet the needs of your students. So without further ado, we want to present to you Miss Qutell Moncur. And while she's getting ready to share her screen and meet you, we want to remind you that you need to put your full name, your school's name, as well as your email address, especially if you have not registered for this webinar, so that we can get you your professional development certificate so you can have those PD hours. So let's go, Miss Qutell Moncur. Are you there? Qutell, are you there? But while we wait for her to log on, we want to remind you that next week we have just an array of wide topics that you can choose from as you work from home. You know, as teachers, we're not used to being away from our students, don't we? But we love the time away, yes. But we also love and crave that time when they're in front of us, so that we can make sure we are giving that great instruction, that we're inspiring them, that we're motivating them to learn. We have entered a new era in the world of teaching where we're just embracing, and right now we have no choice but to embrace distance education or remote learning. But we have entered into a new and innovative way to reach our students, even though they may not be in the physical classroom with us. And we want to encourage you, those apps that we have learned about over the last week and a half, we want you to dig deeper. We want you to share. We want you to reach out to your fellow teachers, your peers, even your administrators. Talk about what's the best platform to use for your school. You may have a small school, and so you may not need something that's grand or big. You may need something that's small. Or you may need something that's really big, almost like a management system. You may need to talk about who's going to man the new school digital learning site. Well, there's so much that you need to discuss with your classroom, with the classroom teachers and your fellow peers and your administrators. And we want you to just dig deep into these different platforms and decide what is best for you, what meets your needs as a teacher, as well as what can meet the needs of screen. Go ahead and unmute your mic, Ms. Moncur, so that we can hear you. All right, we're so happy to have you. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Awesome, take it away.
Thank you so much, Ms. Burrows. Good afternoon, colleagues. I am so sorry that I am late, but I am here finally. Today, we're going to be talking about WhatsApp because we all have it. We all can use it. Now, I'm going to share my screen quickly so we can just hurry on along. Now, I know I've heard a lot of people saying that they don't like to use WhatsApp because they don't like to share their personal information with their parents. I understand. We spend most of our time with the students at school, and then when we get home, we have our own kids to deal with. We may have our husband that we have to deal with, and we really, really want to keep those two things separate. Unfortunately, now we are having some issues whereas there seems to be no separation. Like we have to talk to our kids, our parents, however we could talk to them. But I'm going to show you a way that you, using WhatsApp, you could still keep some kind of separation between your personal life and your work life. So why use WhatsApp? It's easy for the parents to use. Now, I have been teaching for about 10 years, and I love technology. I have used Class Dojo, I've used Remind, Class Tag, I've even used Prodigy, which is an online math game where the children just go online and they play games and they get points just from working out my problems. And every year I have the same problem. Whereas for some odd reason, they seem to not be able to log on. I give it to them, the codes in September. By the time school closes in June, I still have only 17%, 25%. And most of my parents complain that the problem is they can't hear anything, or they can't get online, they don't have no email, they don't have any space. You have things like Class Tag that doesn't require you to even download the app. You could just get a text, but they seem to always come up with excuses. But for sure, they know how to use Facebook, they know how to use Instagram, and they for sure definitely know how to use WhatsApp. Chances are it's already on their phone. They cannot argue with you and say that, oh, you don't have any time for this, or we don't have this, I don't have the space, I don't have no phone for that. They do. They have WhatsApp. It's a quick and easy way for you to monitor what your parents get from you. You could be on the road, not that I say text and drive, but you could be on the road anywhere. You don't have to necessarily be in your classroom. Take a quick look at your phone and see, okay, so-and-so mommy saw the message yesterday. So that means she know that the child had homework. Or they know about field trip coming up. They know about report card day coming up. They have no excuse as to say they didn't see the message because you saw that they saw the message. Also, it's a quick and easy way for you to send out videos, documents, messages, and audio files. Anything you feel as though your parents need to help the child at home, you could quickly send it out just like that. You don't have to worry about signing in all the time. You just pick up your phone and just do it with one hand. Now, I know I said I was going to talk about only WhatsApp today, but I would like to also talk about second line. Why am I talking about second line? Second line is an app that gives you a second phone number. That's right, a second phone number. Most of us complain that we don't want to give out our personal information to our parents. I agree. I understand. You don't want the parent calling you in the middle of the night on your private number. You don't want them to be looking at your status. You don't want them to just be, some parents just give the number to the child and the child is constantly calling you about little things. Teacher, what you cooking? Teacher, what you eat? Teacher, I did this. I'm like, I love my students, but come on. You can't be calling me 11 o'clock at night. Aren't you supposed to be in your bed? So second line is another app that gives you a new number that you can use for WhatsApp business. With this number, it comes from offline, so you have to use data or Wi-Fi in order to use it. You could get this from Google Play, the Google Play Store, and it's absolutely free. Now, WhatsApp for Business came from the WhatsApp company, and it's used just like WhatsApp. With these two apps together, you keep your personal WhatsApp to yourself, and then you use WhatsApp for Business along with this new phone number that doesn't come from Alive, it doesn't come from BTC, it comes from the internet. Okay? It's not like one of the major problems that we have. We don't want our parents to have our real numbers. Now you have a new number. And it's absolutely free. All two of the apps are free. WhatsApp Business is free. Second line is also free. Now, I'm going to play a little video showing the second line, how to set it up. Once you go into the Google Play Store and look for Second Line, you download it, install it, and then you just set it up. They're gonna ask you for your area code. Now, the best thing for you to do when they give you the different sets of numbers and they will always refresh it, is to try pick the number that you can remember. The number that you can remember easily. Looking at the video, you'll see they give you a bunch of different numbers and they even ask you by area code. So you pick the number that is easiest for you to remember. Once you pick the number that's the easiest thing for you to remember, all you have to do is click on continue, wait a little while, and you don't have to wait too long. And now you have a phone number where you can send messages from and that you can make calls from. And at that point, you can decide if you want to share the number with anybody that's in your contacts. Usually what I decide to do is that by the time when the school year happens, I'm going to go and make up a little flyer, get to know the teacher, and have like my face on it, information about me, what I expect for the year, and even ways to get in contact with me. So I'll put that number on so that they don't have to go looking for my real number. They have that number. That's the number you're going to use to get in contact with me. The good thing with this app, it isn't going to mess around with your phone. Once this app is closed, they won't be able to ring you. You might have a missed call coming through when you do finally open up the app, but they do not have access to you at all. So you choose when they have access to you. Now, I'm going to show you how do you connect this phone number that you just got to your business WhatsApp. Remember, we're not using the regular WhatsApp. We're going to be using WhatsApp for Business. Once I click on WhatsApp for Business, it's going to open up. Of course, you're going to have to agree. Instead of using your original number, go back. Instead of using your original number, you're going to put in the number that you just got from the second line app. And you can leave it as United States. You don't have to change it to the Bahamas. Notice I typed in slow. I was typing in slow because I really couldn't remember. I'm not good at remembering numbers. I had to write that down and I'll keep on looking. So just like setting up a regular WhatsApp, you're going to wait for the verification code to come in. And notice it says second line. It doesn't say Alive. It doesn't say BTC because they are not attached to Alive or BTC. So it's not going to eat up your minutes. It is strictly using the internet. And yes, with this number, you can actually make calls to the United States and Canada for free. And any other country, you would have to pay probably 10 cents, 20 cents with minutes that you have to purchase through the company. Now, also another thing about this particular app, this number, you have to be using it once in a while. If they notice that the number isn't being used too often, they take the number away and you will have to start over. Make sure you say not now. You don't want your business WhatsApp connected at all, period, to your private WhatsApp. And then you set up your account. So I would type in grade 3 Moncur. My category would be education. So that means this app is going to be strictly used, but just inside my classroom. If you want to, you probably will use it for something else, but I created this app strictly just to use inside my classroom. And then I pick a little picture. I like to play around with pictures. And voila, I have an app that is strictly to use in the classroom, using a number that I don't mind giving to the parents because it's not the number I got from Alive or BTC. That's not the number that my friends have. That's not the number that my friends have, my family members have, or even my good colleagues have. That is strictly just for the parents to use. And like I say, free. All two of the apps are free. Second Life is free. WhatsApp for Business is also for free. Now, how to set up a group. Now, I know all of us know how to set up a group, but just in case you don't know, I'm going to go through it anyway. So, when you click the three dots, see those three dots? All you're going to have to do is click on New Group. And when you click on New Group, New Group, you're going to go through your contacts because you're still going to have access to your contacts even with the new WhatsApp for Business. You're going to have your contacts there. So you're going through your contacts and you're going to look for your parents. I suggest that you put your parents in after you do the WhatsApp Business, just to be sure that they don't have your number, your actual number that you want. So you go ahead and you pick all the people who you want to put inside the group, all the parents. Now, I just was randomly picking people. All the people are not my parents because I already had a group already set up from a while ago. And then once you press OK, then you have a group. I'm going to move down to my actual group. I had already started working with my parents since this whole Corona situation happened. And I'm just typing good morning message to all of my parents, letting them know. Oh, I am so sorry. Second line. This particular second line is not on Apple. It's not in the Apple stores. I'm sorry. I couldn't test it out. I'm an Android person, but I did do my research, and they do have something similar to second line in the Apple store. But I mean, if anybody out there wants to buy me an Apple phone so I can test out all the Apple features for them, I have no problem. It doesn't even have to be the latest Apple phone. So, and then you can see where I actually was sending in work for the parents, and then I asked them if they was in the virtual classroom. So far, only one person answered me. But and then I promised I would still give them worksheets to go along with that work that's online, just in case. Because sometimes you want to push your kids a little further, so you give them a little bit more work, or you might want to do a new topic with them. Let me just speed through this video a little bit. See, and I was telling how I wanted to go over their timetables. They can need their timetables when they do equivalent fractions. And just send a little reminders. Now, here, you can also decide to invite somebody, because sometimes you have parents who block themselves from being invited randomly. So you have to send them an invite. And then also from the setting, you can also decide to remove people or add people still. Because I had a little situation at the beginning of this group where I had the godmother of a particular child inside the group, and the godmother wasn't supposed to be in, so I took her out, and then I actually put in the correct person, which is the mother. So I can say invite via link. That's when you send the link out to the parents, so that the parents who have themselves blocked from being able to join a group to join in. And then you can still add more participants as you go. And if I want to, I can message each person separately. But sometimes you have other issues you need to work out with your parents. Now, other than setting up a group, you might not want to have a group. You might just want to use this app just to go and give out broadcasts. Now, let me say something about broadcasts. The only way a broadcast will work is if that person has your number in their phone saved. So the best thing to do is to make sure at the beginning of the school year, give them that number, that virtual number, that online number, so that they will put it in their phone so that they will be able to get a broadcast. Because sometimes you don't want them to be in a group. Sometimes when parents get in a group, they start sending the morning texts to everybody, or they start sending, like, I got one KFC thing from one of my parents, and I was looking at it like, I ain't in KFC during Corona time right now. Perfect time to lose some weight. But you just want to send out those messages to the parents just to let them know what's going on, send out some information. I might even decide to do different broadcast groups because I have different levels of learners in my class. So even though I'm sending out the same content, I might be sending out different levels of that content to the parents. So I'm going to make sure that when I do my broadcast group, I'm only going to do it for certain groups. So same place you go for a new group, then you have broadcast, and it even says there, unless that person has your number saved, they're not going to get the broadcast. So you make sure that they save the number. And then all you do is click all the people who you're going to send the broadcast to. And you can save this broadcast group. So it be this broadcast group. You can name it. It isn't a group, but only you are sending out information. They don't send you any information talking about good morning or sales going on or time change or this prayer chain or anything. It's only you who's going to be responsible for sending out information. So none of those are actually my parents. Mine were just picking so you'll see. Now, Setting up a group, setting up broadcast, everybody pretty much knows that because that was originally always done on WhatsApp. Now, when it comes to WhatsApp business has some really neat. Oh, before I go to WhatsApp business, hide your status. Just in case, because I'll be honest, I helping y'all out and giving y'all a way to get a new number not to share. But me, I have no issue sharing my number with my parents. I feel like I could just block them at the end of the school year. So I have no problem. But if you want to hide your status after giving out your real number, you could do that. That means only certain people will be able to see your status. So once you go to status, then status privacy, you click on all the people who are not allowed to see your status. That would be all of your parents and maybe even your administrators, if they have your number. Because you know, hey, you say you was going to be this place, but you end up being somewhere else. So you just made sure that nobody know that you was that place when you were supposed to be there. Hey, you say you were sick, but you wasn't really sick. So once you pick all the people who you want, you click OK, and then you can always go back in and make sure that they don't see your status. So I'm going back in, and those are all the people who are not allowed to see my status at all. Now, like I said before, those are all the things that you could do on WhatsApp. You can do it on WhatsApp, and you can do it on WhatsApp Business. Now, I'm going to talk about a few features that are related to WhatsApp Business. They have a catalog feature, which is really cool if you know how to use it. Now, most small businesses use it to showcase their products. What I did with it is use it to show all the school supplies they should have got. Every year, even though at our school we give a supply list for the new school year, report card day, they will come in September. Oh, I didn't get all the school supplies. Can you tell me what supplies I need, what books I need to buy? Or can I get the list, please? And then you have to go and try print out one or go run to the office and get a copy and hope to God that they actually do go and buy the workbooks. Or for some odd reason, the summer come around and they decide they just will ask for the books after they see the GPA the child made because you said, oh, well, I couldn't get any grades for them because they didn't have any workbooks. With your catalog, you could turn it into your school supply list. That means it's there all year round. As soon as you get your class, you go ahead, go into your phone. What I did was I downloaded all the images I wanted from offline. And I pick. If I say I want the books, I want the workbooks, the pencils, everything is there. So they don't have to come to school looking for it. They don't even have to send me a WhatsApp. All they have to do is go into the catalog in the WhatsApp for Business and pick out, okay, they just look at it. Now you would have to go through the whole session to get the description necessary. All these things are necessary. And they do ask, like you put in a website, because most businesses have a website. I don't have one, so I just put in Amazon. And for the product service code, I just put it in 0. It doesn't have to be a real number. Just any number, just to say it's there. So once there, the parents can look at it and see the school supplies that they have to buy. That way nobody's coming back to you saying, oh, well, I need a new list. The list has been there from the first day your child has come into my classroom. And it will not be removed until the end of the school year. So, because it stays there, it doesn't disappear. No parent has to come to you talking about they need a school supply list. It will be there. You can even take for like school insurance, because our school does school insurance, take a picture of British American logo and put it there to remind them. They had to pay $10 or $20 for the school insurance as well. And if I'm going too fast, I'm going to save time at the end to answer all questions. I don't mind answering questions. I love being helpful. Now, a next feature for business WhatsApp is the custom message, message feature. You go into the same area, which will be in the settings, then you go to your business settings and go to away message. If you look carefully, I have right there reminder about report card day on Thursday. Now I know we may or may not have a report card day, but imagine using this tool and from the beginning of the week, you are constantly reminding parents. Oh, let me go back to the catalog feature. So let me just slow down the video. It says, once you go into your settings, you click on business settings and then click on catalog. From there, you just go into add images and then go into your gallery. Now, I got the images, like I say, from offline. Or you could choose to just take pictures of the books that are in your classroom, take a picture of the pencil, take a picture of the rubber, or whatever other things you ask for your classroom, and then just put it there so the parents will be able to see what you want. Don't mind me with the bunny ears. This corona situation, all I've been doing is wearing bunny ears every single day. This is the only day I'm not wearing bunny ears. Wonderful. So you just pick your pictures. Look at me spelling supplies wrong. But anyway, I corrected myself. Hey, you make sure that you spell everything correctly so the parents don't be like, what type of teacher that is? And then necessary, because all things are necessary on this list. You can't pick or choose what you want to buy. I want everything from my class. And like I say, you just put a 0 for the product number, save, and then whenever the parents come into the group, all they have to do is look at the catalog so you know which books they had to buy for the class. And now using custom message feature. Keep messing up. Using custom message feature. Same place. Pick on the 3 dots, and then you're gonna go into your settings. Now, the good thing about this feature, like I said, is that it sends out automatic messages. Like you don't have to keep on typing or anything. You gotta have a set schedule. Like for here, I said reminder about report card day on Thursday. So I could start from Monday of that week, sending out messages every 9 o'clock every morning. That report card day coming up, report card day coming up, report card day is coming up. And you keep on reminding them over and over that report card day is coming up over again. They can be so tired of you, but at least you could say that you actually give them the message. Because I've had parents in the past who told me they forgot that, oh, I forgot the day was going to be report card day, or yesterday was report card day. Because I'm used to, if Thursday was report card day, Friday you're only there to pick up 1 or 2 things before school closes. Parents are there trying to get inside your classroom, trying to figure out if you have the report card, still can stay ready to pick up the report card. I'm like, no, only on Thursday. Sorry, you missed that chance. So when you click on away message, this message, like I say, is going to automatically keep on going out. It's going to constantly go out for how long you schedule it. Because when you do a custom schedule, you can pick the date. Notice I picked June. Usually we have a report card day around June. So I picked June, 9 o'clock, and it's going to keep on going until I tell it to stop. It's going to constantly remind the parents that report card day is coming up around that time. Over and over and over. You have some parents, you got to remind them about the field trip. You got to remind them about the spelling test. You got to remind them about the homework. And you can save as much messages as you want. And then certain parents, if I have a meeting with you and you tell me you're coming to school on this particular day, I'm going to keep on sending you a message to remind this particular parent that you say is coming to the school to talk to me on this particular date. And then you save your changes. So you could go ahead and pick as many messages to go out different times, different locations, and even your away message. Let's say you set up a business hour within your classroom. These are the only times that you could talk to me on this WhatsApp. I might decide, technically, a lot of my parents disrupt me when I'm teaching. So I might decide that let's say from 3:15 to 5 o'clock. That's your only opening times to talk to me. Or I might decide to say 1 hour before I start teaching in the morning. You are setting up your custom times for them to talk to you as well with this. Now, the next thing I'm going to go on to is using WhatsApp from your laptop or your desktop. So I'm going to come out of this PowerPoint and go into WhatsApp. Now, WhatsApp can be downloaded from offline on their website, whatsapp.com, and installed onto your computer. So I'm going to open it up now. My laptop is kind of slow. Bear with me, please. Okay. While that is taking its time to come up, the reason why it's good to have WhatsApp on your laptop sometimes or your desktop is sometimes you have information that is on your desktop. Do a new share. I'm going to fix my screen right now. There you go. Sorry. Okay, this is a app. This is still the WhatsApp app. But what I did was download the program from offline. This program allows me to use WhatsApp from my computer. The benefits of doing that is that sometimes you don't have information that is in your phone. Like sometimes I go online on my phone and I can easily send the PDF from my phone to WhatsApp. But what happens when you have all the information that you need on your computer? So what I did was download WhatsApp from whatsapp.com. And when you download it and open it, download it, install it, open it, it's going to come up looking like this. Then you're going to take your phone, right, and you follow the instructions. It says open WhatsApp on your phone. Now, like I said before, I'm helping you all out. I'm sharing information with you all. But what I originally did was use WhatsApp. I got somebody ready. I don't know who WhatsApp that is. Somebody get all their business on my screen now. Yeah, oh, when you open up the WhatsApp, it isn't going to open up my WhatsApp, it's going to open up your WhatsApp. So I think somebody took a picture of it, and now I have access to their WhatsApp. Somebody in grade 4. So what I'm going to do is just log them out and open up mine. So you click on the 3 dots, then you select WhatsApp. So you follow. And now all of my stuff are open. I'm going to go straight to my group. See what I said? I said I had one parent who was delinquent and decided to do what she wanted to do. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I'm going to go and put one information that's already on my laptop into this WhatsApp group. I'm going to share a new screen, which is my PowerPoint that I've been working on for grade 3. Now, since the whole corona situation, I've been developing this PowerPoint right here. And this PowerPoint will have pretty much everything, well, not everything, almost everything related to grammar. So I developed this for my parents so that they would be able to go through all the PowerPoints. Oh, and the pretty design is not my design. This comes from my tech person, Samantha Wilson. All I did was put in the information. So I have information on what is a sentence, types of sentences, subject and predicate. It's like 59 slides. I'm going to send this PowerPoint to my parents. But the first thing I'm going to do is save this PowerPoint as a PDF. It makes it easier for the parents to see, because some parents don't have high-tech phones to say open up PowerPoint, or they might have high-tech phones, but they never use the Office features on the phone. So they don't know how to work it. So I'm going to go to File, Save As. Once I go to Save As, and from here, I'm going to save it as a PDF and then export. Like I say, saving most of your PowerPoints as a PDF makes it easier for the parents to be able to open the PDF. Like I said, the template is not mine. Now, when you send the PowerPoint with the videos inside, when you send it as a PDF, they're not going to be able to play it. And some of my parents, when I do try to send them the whole PowerPoint with all the videos, with all the interactive little games and stuff, they can access it. The last time I tried with my parents, they told me they couldn't open it, they didn't get it, or I think one parent sent me a screenshot of it being corrupted. So I decided just to create a PowerPoint with just the information with some samples. Oh, sure. I don't mind sending a copy of it. I'm going to, at the end of this, remind me again so I can put it inside the little chat. And it's going to take a while because the PowerPoint is really, really big. Like I said, it's 59 pages, and I'm not even finished with this yet. I'm still missing some stuff. See everything that's coming up? It'll take a while, and while that is working on, I'm going to send some other stuff. So I'm going to go back to WhatsApp. And I'm going to take some items from off of my in my folders, and I'm going to just drag them over. So I have a bunch of PDFs related to making inferences. I'm going to drag them over to the open WhatsApp. And as you can see, all the files appeared as a PDF. Simple, it's just a click and drag. Once you click and drag, and then you send. So here you have everything that was on my desktop about making inferences is now in the group. And just waiting for the parents to go and download it. Okay, ladies, so that's my presentation.